into the game, guys. We have two familiar faces on the screen. We have Rachel on the left, and we have Freeman on the right. Guys, we want to see a really good Blurple game. In fact, Blurple is gonna be. I think this matchup really depends on who has the Demonas first, right? Who is being able to play the Demona. At the right opportune time. I think Reita is going to go first. We're looking at his hand. He does have ramp, which is always a good sign. And this actually sends me back to the Fabled meta, right? Where we have so many Blurples versus Blurples, and the card that won the game most of the time in the mirror is second star to the right. Why does second star to the right win you the game? Because it gains you additional hand resources.
Cards, yeah.
5 cards. Here we don't see. I don't think either players play second star to the right here, but Demona has a very similar effect. It draws you 3 cards if you have no cards in hand. If you're able to draw the 3 cards in your hand and not give your opponent any cards, then it's going to be advantageous for the player who didn't draw anything. So
but the interesting is you can respond Demona with your Demona, which allows you to trigger the effect of Stone by Day.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So it really makes a difference in terms of what. It really makes a difference in terms of when you can be playing with the. When you're playing the Demona, right? And in fact, I agree with you. I'm not sure whether you would definitely want to be the first player to play the Demona, all right? Because it can trigger a quote unquote freeze or stone, to your opponent's Demona if you're playing it at the second time. All right, being the second player to play it.
And we can see both players had draws the Hades to the hand, and the right timing of Hades is also crucial.
That's right.
To the matchup.
That's right. You almost never want to be the first player to play the Hades down, right? Assuming that both players do see all 4 of the Hades, because technically, in theory, right, if all 4 of the Hades are being seen, if you play it first, that means your Hades is going to be sent into the inkwell every single subsequent time.
Yes.
All right. So
and you have only 4 chances each game.
That's right. That's right. So we do see Freeman actually having a slight advantage here playing. Oh no! I take it back. He misses ramp.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
I was gonna say he has a slight advantage because he played a 1-drop, but no, that's not the case. He misses his ramp, so he is not able to draw. He's not able to catch up, and being the second player, yeah, that's a pretty bad situation to be in.
Which means he's not allowed to play Genie in his third turn.
Yeah, and right now Razor is playing his third turn with 4 ink, so the tempo swing or the value swing that Razor is gonna have here is gonna be incredible. He has a Mim as well.
Yeah, and it's quite tough for Freeman because he has 2 Iago on his hand. Until you saw the Hypnotic Strength comes out, you dare not to play that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you almost ink it immediately, right? In this kind of situation.
And which means you have already lose 2 cards already. You lose 2 a very good body evasive cards already.
Yeah, and look, he's Rachel inking the Hypnotic Strength. They're just showing Freeman, hey, look, I am playing Hypnotic Strength, and I am going to ink one of my outs into that Iago. So Freeman is going to be that much more quote unquote free, to play some of the Iagos of his own, right? But even at the stage of Iago, Freeman only has 2 ink in the inkwell. I mean, if he has a Cheshire Cat, it's not too bad of an option for you to drop 1 in the inkwell to play your own Cheshire Cat and kind of go for that mid-rangey style of Blurple this game. Right, so Freeman is just looking at his options, trying to see what is his best route out of this game.
And looks like he doesn't have any free drops card in his game because every Blurple used to skip his free ink plays.
Yeah, but I mean Cheshire Cat, right? Cheshire Cat is in the deck, but you only have a 4-off, so I'm not sure if he's actually managed to draw it. We know that Rachel has that in his hand right now, but waiting for the opportune time to play it. Or Hypnotic Strike goes down. That is going to be pretty good for Rachel. Rachel's going to be pretty happy to see that. Freeman is going to be able to ink 1 more card using that Tipo. And yeah, I think it's likely going to be a pass at this point. But Freeman, looking at the options.
So for the Raider, let's take a look on what he is draw.
Yeah, he has the Tipo. He has an Iago. He's going to be pretty happy with this hand.
Elsa, right? Is that Elsa?
Yeah, I think that is an Elsa as well. So the Elsa comes down, he's going to be able to get rid of the Basil, which is huge, right? No more support for the side of Freeman means that Rachel is that much more free to play things like the Genie, like the Iago, without worrying about disadvantageous trades from the side of Freeman.
And more important is when he plays Elsa, he can use the Madam Elephant to banish
There we
to,
go.
to take down the Basil, and then when it comes to his turn, he can move that to damage counters on Royal Guard.
Yeah, Royal Guard is in trouble. It is in banishing range with the meta. Mim Freeman here is going to be slightly worried that the board state is so underdeveloped. Keep in mind, he missed ramp on 2. Now he's just getting to 4 on turn 5. I mean, he's caught up, kind of, but, like, you're missing... Yeah, you missed the opportunity to play a 4-drop.
Yeah, and it's quite hard to answer right now. And this is the rules in Okada. When you miss a ramp in one turn, you will lose the tempo.
Yeah, I mean, we talked with yeah, no, I mean, whenever you play a blue deck, if you
Yeah.
miss your ramp on 2, especially in a BO1 setting, is never great to see. In a BO3, you do have 2 more games that you can kind of come back into. But if Freeman here decides to go to game number 2, it's not. It's a little bit too early, and considering that you started second, this turn you're basically giving Reza one more turn to go first. Right, one more game to
Yeah,
go first if you do end up going to the third game.
He has to take down the Madam Elephant to avoid any unfortunate event is going to happen.
Yeah, while swinging all 3 of his characters on the board to clear his Metamim Elephant and leaving the Elsa with 3 damage means that Razor's going to have a very easy time and really easy decision to get rid of this Elsa, right? You just swing your own Elsa into it, and your Elsa's going to live. Freeman's Elsa is going to be banished. Pretty easy math if you ask me, but, Razor is contemplating a bunch of different decisions, looking at Hades, looking for a deal as well, potentially looking for more than just a banish onto Elsa, instead maybe drawing him 2 cards.
And let's see what he's considering. I'm afraid. Oh, he's playing the Iago. Looks like he bet Freeman doesn't have any action cards on his hand, and that's why he plays Iago easily. In other words, Freeman just inked 2 Iagos, and this is a huge signal for Raider that he's gaining the board advantages.
Yeah, I mean,
from this mirror matchup.
Yeah, this mirror is all about how much you can sustain your board, right? And right now, Raider have 3 characters on board. He's got the Rafiki, Mystical Fighter, he's got the Iago, Giant Spectral Parrot, as well as the Elsa, the Fifth Spirit here, and that's a very strong board to have. Freeman here only playing the Genie down. Genie is not going to be able to quest because the Iago is already on the board. Freeman is hoping for some sort of action, but we'll see if he draws into anything. He does have the Hades in his hand. He has an Inkable in the Iago, so he will be able to play the Hades, but that means that Freeman will go down to 0 card hand unless his other card is... and he will be top decking 1 card, so you go down to a 1 card hand, I suppose.
And we can now see Razor is playing the Hades and let Freeman to make decision, and Freeman couldn't lose any more the tempo.
Yep.
And that's why he let Razor draws 2 cards. And this is a wise choice.
Yeah, I mean, look, Razor didn't really give him much of an option. I mean, he was looking for a deal, but in fact, he was kind of like pointing a knife, right? And he's like, "Hey, look, you sure you want to give me your Genie? Because I'm gonna be more than happy to draw 2 cards." Draws him 2 cards, draws him the Wasabi that goes straight into the Inkwell here, you know.
And Razor is now an active player, and he can decide whether he's questing or not.
Yeah, look,
or he can bait make a bait for Freeman.
Yeah, I mean, look, questing here is not a bad deal, right? Because if, look, Rachel here quests with the Rafiki, quests with the Elsa, and Freeman decides to trade into either one of those using their Genie, you have your Iago to answer the Genie right away, right? But Rachel opting to play for a little bit safer, don't want to open himself to anything like an Into the Unknown.
And, hey, Brian, if you can play Hades right now, who's you going to resolve?
Remove?
Yeah, remove.
Yes, yeah. It's not an easy choice here, right? Because, I mean,
It's not worth, right?
Sorry?
It's not worth, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking for something which quests for 2, something which is kind of got a clean board, but maybe inking the Iago is a good choice because then you can start questing for your own genie, and there's no way for Razor to answer the genie wish fulfilled here. But we'll see. Yeah, no, I think Freeman here rightfully plays the Iago, decides not to drop the Hades just yet. And like I said, just passes it over. This game is going the long way.
Yes. But Razor, at least he has the advantages of hand size.
Not only hand size, man, board size too.
Yeah. Woodchuck Guidebook has already. We can see it's on his hand already, and he draws a Dumbo, which allows him to keep to expand the advantage of his hand size. And in Blurple matchup, if you can create this snowball effect, you can take at least you can take this final win of at least this game. And we can see that he's now thinking about whether he's playing the Dumbo or the Guidebook or not.
Look, I mean, either ways, Razor has such a huge advantage right now. Plays the Guidebook, so basically reads pay 3, draw 2.
To seek for more options.
Yeah, seek for more options, seek for more cards. I think trying to hope that he gets something like a Hypnotic Strength here. If he gets a Hypnotic Strength, the Iago goes down. Freeman is in a world of pain. And if that happens, it's already not super good for the side of Freeman. Razor feeling pretty good about this play. Drops the Cheshire Cat into the inkwell, plays one more genie, draws one more card, slowly widening the advantage, widening the gap that Razor has here. Draws himself another genie, which fulfilled. And this board is going wide. 5 characters on the board right now for the side of Razor.
And it becomes very tough for Freeman. You can see his face. He's become
frustrated.
They're frustrated. Because you can't stop the drawing engine from made from Razor. And is he going to force to use the Hades, or is he going to play the last Iago?
Yeah,
but
I mean, look,
you have to take a risk because Razor has already draws a lot of cards.
Yeah, Freeman here really needs to make some sort of big play. Plays one more Iago. And just passes it right back. 2 cards. I wonder what's the second card. I mean, he kept it in his hand. It must be something important, something like maybe
Dumbo?
Into the Unknown. Was it a Dumbo? Did Freeman draw? Oh yeah, Freeman drew a Dumbo. This game brings back so many memories from Fable. Blurple versus Blurple. This is kind of the games that you're looking at. Richard does draw himself an Ink Runner. Ink Runner draws 1 card when you play it, and whenever you decide to pay 1 and exert it, you do give one of your characters alert, which in this matchup is actually pretty useful.
Not just remind me of Fable, but also remind me of from a speech from DKP, the world champion. He said Blurple is a very standard, stable deck color because we use Blurple. We can handle most scenarios.
That's right.
But just only afraid of against Amethyst.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I win my prediction.
No. We're not having any of that, man. Your backup one is what you're saying. But yeah, you see Razor here just inking in the Wasabi. His board has gone so wide, it's going off camera soon, right? You've got
because
6 units.
Wasabi is an inkable card.
Yeah, you've got 6 characters.
I'm not afraid of items anymore because this is mirror matchup.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way in the mirror that you play a Woodchuck Guidebook and leave it there for any more than just 1 turn, right? Because if you do, and you're expecting to see the Wasabi will just destroy that item. So here,
but the Ink is crucial for crucial threat for Freeman because it allows you to gain allows your character to gain alerts, which means you can remove the evasive characters with non-evasive characters.
Yeah, but even if he does tap that right now, there isn't much that he can do unless he gives like the alert to the Hades. But the Hades isn't getting rid of anything because there's only 3 attack, right? 3 strength, sorry. But yeah, Freeman here, top decking, on top deck mode, praying that he gets something that he can ink potentially for a Hades. He does ink the Cheshire Cat. He is going to be playing the Hades this turn, but what is he going to be choosing? He does choose the Iago. Called it, first of all. Second of all, the question is, will he now start questing with the genies? Opts not to. So once again, we're back in we're back at staring at ceilings.
I think it's a good choice on removing the Iago because you can let yourself the biggest the bigger evasive characters remain also on the board. But and also Razor is there not to questing with the genies because Freeman has two Iagos on the board.
Yep. You've
Yeah.
kind of frozen the board this way, right? And Freeman's not out of the game yet. After all, only 15 minutes. We're 15 minutes into the game, and we are at 0 lore on the side of Freeman and at 2 lore on the side of Reza. This is how Blurple games roll.
And this is good news. Actually, this is good news for Freeman because we can see that we can see that he aimed two Iagos in the very first few turns, and he can draw back the Iagos very quickly in the next few turns. So, and it's a bit lucky for Freeman, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we can't count Freeman out just yet. The lore count is not moving too much, and decided to raise it here.
And since Freeman inked Iago, and I'm not sure if I remember the truth or not, Rated then inked the Hypnotic Strength.
Yep, that's right.
Which allows Freeman can play Iago smoothly without any lesser consideration.
I mean, Rated I think still has one more strength. Hypnotic Strength in his deck that he will be able to use if he manages to find it, but it's just one instead of the two, right? So the threat of that isn't too high at this point in time. And yeah, Razor here, starting his second roll of characters, right? Pays 3 for the Cheshire Cat, plays 1 for the Refugee. Forgets tap. There we go. Taps. He's 1 ink left for him to play. And yeah, I mean, this game is his board is extremely wide.
They are waiting for one cast to switch.
All right, wait. Let me guess. It starts with a D. Ends
Yes,
with A.
Yi.
A?
Yi?
E? Dimona?
Not.
No?
What do you think?
Dimona.
Yeah.
Yeah, this ends with an A.
Oh, yeah.
Well, forgive us, guys. This has been the 12th hour of casting, so you have to forgive us a little bit for mixing up our alphabets here. But yes, the Demona here, both players are waiting for that. But, with so many characters on the board, Demona is definitely going to be having more of an impact here, right? Because there are so many more characters for him to trade, to challenge into Freeman's characters. And you can kind of decide it at your own pace as well. So, yeah, Demona are going to be very impactful for the player that plays it. Inks there we go!
Really?
Inks the Dumbo, plays the Demona, and now all of Rachel's characters are going to be exerted. Rachel does draw 1 card. Freeman, this is the card that Freeman has been waiting for a very long time. Now that Iagos are completely online, it's going to be able to trade favorably, and things like the Genie, things like the Dumbo. Freeman going to be pretty happy with this Demona top deck.
I think it's not just Freeman looking for, but also Razor is looking for
That's
Demona
right.
as well.
Yeah, no, but see, because now Freeman is the one that's in control of which cards he's going to be able to trade favorably. He is going to have such an advantage now. Now the Temple is going to be swinging into Freeman's favor. Gets rid of the Dumbo, gets rid of the Cheshire Cat, gets rid of all these cards that's going to give Rachel more value over time, right? So choosing to get rid of the value cards is a very, very wise choice. Now he's going to use his Genie to trade into the Rafiki. Yeah, this board is going down. It's whittling down. We had 8 characters before this turn. Now we are only at 4. That's half the board gone. The small characters, the value characters that Rachel had have now been absolutely decimated.
And he's winning the tempo back. He's not out of the game yet.
This is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
You're not out of the game until you're out of the game when it comes to the Blurple matchup.
And the selection of Freeman he chose to remove is that looking for long term.
That's right.
Yeah, some players used to remove Genie because of the high low pressures he's going to give. But right now he's looking for the long term. He rather remove the Cheshire Cat instead of looking for any genies. He can barely use the Iagos for the future used to remove to threaten
the genies.
The genies,
yeah, that's right. I mean, look, the choice was beautiful from the side of Freeman, right? Because now the genies still can't quest. right? Because
Yeah.
of the genie's quest, the Iago's is just gonna eat it up for free. Razor though has this option, this line where he goes tap Ink Runner, and give Hades alert, and then the Hades can then trade into one of the Iagos. But that's, to me, this doesn't feel great.
Yeah, but also you can see that Freeman just played Bezos on the board, right?
Yep.
And which means Hades or Genie could have reached five strings and fourth strings in the next turn. It's another big threat on Razor, because Razor's free for Hades is being threatened.
Yeah, man. I mean, look,
Wow, he's now
Razor's now put in the back seat, right, looking for an
He's
opportunity
sour.
to get back into this game. It's incredibly difficult right now, unless he top deck his own Demono, waiting for the opportunity. Yeah, so you see, this is the play that I was talking about, right? If you're able to play the Ink Runner, you give your Hades alert. The Hades can then trade into the Iago. Doesn't feel great, but I feel like you have to do it in order for you to start questing the genies.
Yeah, and we can see that he has another Iago on his hand, and yes, correct. He's playing this card to try to gain back the tempo, and and finally, I don't think he can do a lot of actions.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, he plays Bell to that's not yet enough to remove the Iago.
But you are able to actually clear the Iago with the Elsa, right? Because the Elsa has no damage after you do the shift, and then your Hades can then trade into the 3 damage Iago, and now Tempo has swung back. Yeah, it's a really good response. Tempo has swung back to Razor's favor.
And so, and the problem has to let Freeman to solve. And first he draws a card, and I saw he has an Into the Unknown on his hand. And Brian, if you were Freeman, are you going to use that card?
Into the Unknown?
Yeah.
Into the Unknown here, I'm not sure if I would necessarily Into the Unknown the Genie at this point.
Waiting for removing Bell?
Yeah, probably would target the Bell here. I mean, with the Genies, you should be able to take care of the Genie with your own Genie. There's a difficult situation for you. It's hard to remove the second Genie unless you have a Cheshire Cat that you have in your hand. But that said, I don't think there's a necessary rush to remove either Genies right now. The Bell there is a big threat, right? Because you are able to kind of clear the board nicely. But Elsa, the Fifth Spirit coming down, uses it to exert the Iago. Elsa Fifth Spirit is going to be trading one of the Genies, and the other Genie can then trade nicely. So he can challenge nicely into Razor's Genie. And now you've got...
but Iago is still on the play.
Yeah, but I mean, then you can enter the unknown that Iago, you see.
Yeah.
Right, so your board is then just a lot safer from any kind of play or any kind of counter attack from the Iago.
And I think probably Freeman is thinking about whether he sings the Indiana or not, but he's now using. Yes, he's thinking
very carefully. I mean, look, I think getting rid of the Iago is not a bad option, but he's maybe considering saving it for something else. You can see him hovering there.
If not removing Iago, he's probably losing the battle between evasives.
Yeah, that's right.
So, because he has already lost all Iago, right?
Rachel?
Freeman.
Freeman? Yeah, no, I think he's got one more Iago, so I don't think it's gonna be too bad.
2 Iagos is in Ings, and 2 has been removed, right?
Yeah, sorry, they're just clarifying something here. No, anyways, yeah, no, I think 2 is in the Ink 2 Iagos have been.
Interesting way
right,
is that you can see that Razor is now 2 laws only, and Freeman is 1 laws only.
Yeah, this game. I mean, this is Blurple for you, right? Right? It's really.
They're fighting hard.
It's challenging
in the first for the first few laws.
Yep, because you're just trying to establish as much board control as you can. And when you do establish that board control, you will be able to slowly win out the game through just questing with whatever characters is left, right? You guys, this is a war of the field, war of the board, All right, so yeah, Freeman here Freeman is going to be using Hades to sing the Into the Unknown into the Iago, and Demona is just going to be questing for 2, I believe.
Yeah, so he's now he wants to gain back the advantages from in the evasive back toes back in this mirror matchup, and now Razor is now calculating his aim.
Yeah, man, this game is like a tug of war. It's push and pull, push and pull, push and pull until you've managed to kind of bring your opponent across that middle line and pull him in your direction for you to win and close out the game. All right, so Razor here.
Razor is now looking for
contemplating,
as well, but unfortunately, we can only see the lower drops characters on his hand.
Yeah, but look, there's still time, right? Because, like I said, this matchup is generally very, very slow. They've almost spent 25 minutes in this first matchup already. This is basically the length of a regular game, a BO1 game, right? So, yeah, I think Razor here just making sure that each decision is well thought out and each decision is meaningful enough, right, for him to close out this game in the long run. Razor shaking his head, not seeing the Demona off his choice, but having to play the Basil as a 1-drop.
And we can see that Freeman is now slowly.
Oh, there we go, Demona.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he has Demona.
He has the Demona, but the reason why he was shaking his head is because he didn't want he didn't want to give 3 cards from the side of Freeman. Wow, Razor drawing into the unknown. Be able to get rid of the Hades if necessary. This turn could potentially sync with the Genie or the Elsa. And guess what? You know, we talked about Demona not playing the first Demona, right? Yeah. Freeman played the first Demona, and Razor got the counter Demona. Thus, Freeman now not going to be able to ready the Demona because he has 3 cards in his hand.
And Freeman's Demona has been stoned with his
it's turned to stone.
3 cards in hand. And now Razor is now looking for an answer for the Hades or the Genie, because he's not going to let Freeman expand the evasive characters on the board, and he's now calculating. And I'm thinking about he's using the Ink Runner or the he used the Ink Runner on Bell to banish. Oh, banish
Genie. Yeah, makes sense, man. I mean, if you give your own characters alert, the Bell is going to uptrade into the Genie and is going to be pretty efficient for that Bell. Now, the question is, does Rage have something like a Cheshire Cat later on for him to start shifting the damage? Because there's a lot of damage counters on the side of Razor for him to move around.
I just want to ask, will Razor use the Into the Unknown on Freeman's Elsa? If so, he's secured his Genie and Elsa for questing to gain the lore advantages from Freeman.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, look, with one,
he's not afraid of Hades, but he wants to secure the evasive board.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be able to do that. He quests with his Genie, letting him go up to 4 right now. And Razor, I think with just 2 ink, I think there's nothing much he can do. Probably won't quest with the Basil. Yeah, passes it back to Freeman.
And he can only use Hades to challenge. And so he's now calculating the ink first.
Yeah, dude, this is the advantage of playing something like the Ink Runner. You're able to threaten your opponent's evasives with any card on your opponent's board.
And we can see Freeman has Bell on his hand, and probably he will play this card in coming turns. Better stop Razor from questing with evasive character first, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you have Bell, you can shift the damage from the Bell if you really want to shift it onto the Genie so that it will banish the Genie. Freeman first is going to look at what cards he draws from the Genie, which are Guidebook, allowing him to see his hand. He has his own Demona, so if Freeman wants to, could play Demona to prevent Razor's Demona from readying the next turn, but I think normally...
Not the right moment.
Yeah, it's not the right moment. You probably want to wait for one more turn before playing that Demona. Yeah, I mean, look, Freeman needs to find his Ink Runner if he plays it in order for him to start getting his stake back into this game. into the back into the evasive war.
As he drew small card, which means he's completely gave up the Monarchs already, or maybe he is going to spam all his hand out. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Oh.
Hades going to be trading into the bell, gives him 4 damage counters onto the Hades, meaning that he can shift. Yeah, there we go. The 3 damage counters from the bell over into something
Genie.
like the Genie. Gets rid of the 2 quested evasive card for the side of Reza.
And Reza has lost 3 Genies already.
That is the 3rd Genie down.
And which means his speed of gaining will kind of slow down already. So
yeah, this is
quite a good play for Freeman.
Yeah, this is like I said, tug of war, man. It's a game of small advantages, right? If you're able to get your advantage and you're able to widen it, the player that gets the small advantage and manages to widen it in time is the player that will eventually win this Blurple war.
Yeah, even though you can see that there are 4-3 loss right now, it's still two-time games. We can see Freeman has 8 loss, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 loss on the board. It's a huge threat on Razor. He has to answer back, because if he couldn't answer back to Freeman then he can claim the win within 2 rounds.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't quest here, because if you do quest, you're giving the opponent the option to get their pick of the pie, right? For them to decide how they want to trade into your characters, and that's never a good choice, because the players at this level are always going to be making the right choices, right? Here we saw Reza use a supported Demona to get rid of Freeman's Demona, and thus just having slightly more board control right now. Reza is at 6, Freeman is at 3. He is going to be playing the Genie Wish Fulfilled from his hand first. Draws a Hypnotic Strike onto the Iago. That is something that he was looking for. That is the top deck that Freeman has been looking for. Now has evases on his side of the board, is going to be unlocked for next turn. I believe that is pretty much all the Iagos, I believe, for both players. So
this is what he's looking for.
Yeah, this is the card that he was looking for. Gets the answer of the top deck from the Genie Wish Fulfilled.
Yeah.
I think Freeman also has his own Iago in hand, unless I'm seeing things. So it could potentially play an Iago here and just lock Reza out of the evasive game.
And I think Freeman is now thinking about he's slowly gaining back the advantages from Reza, because for the first few turns, Reza gave him a lot of pressures on the board, especially on the board. When Freeman fought, he couldn't do any ramping for the first 2 turns, for the second turn, and which places him in a very disadvantageous in this game. And he's now spreading board.
Yeah,
and
so
he
Freeman
has another Demona spec from in his hand.
Yeah, that's right. So Freeman here questing for 4, using the bell, using the Hades, bringing him up to 7 lore.
But for Razor is now the top deck in game. So probably it's quite hard to answer back for Razor.
Unless Razor draws another Demona here, which would be pretty good for the side of Razor. Razor here questing for 1. Going to bring the count up to 7 is to 7. And right now, Elsa trades into that Genie, I believe, into the unknown on the Hades. And now, from such wide boards, we've gone back to a 1 quest Basil. A 1 cost Basil for Razor's side. And on Freeman's side, we've gone back to just 1 Genie and 1 Royal Guard. Are we at turn 2? Are we at turn 4 of the game?
Turn 4. Wow! Oh my goodness! And this is the charming of the Blurple Civil War, because every single turn, everything could be happen. And right now we can see that the Basil just removed it, and the advantage is still gaining for
Freeman's side right now. Yeah, Freeman is holding on to the Demona. We know the Demona is in the hand, but at this point in the game, we're not going to be playing the Demona from the hand. We do see the Hypnotic Strike drop down. He's going to get to draw 1 card. Deuce does get into the unknown there. Just just sends the genie into the inkwell. But keep in mind, Freeman does have 4 law active onto the board. Razor has nothing. So right now, Freeman is just going to be questing for 4.
And just 2 turn games. So Razor has to answer back as soon as possible. But he doesn't have any cards in hand. He's playing top deck in game.
Yeah, and look, that's Freeman's Hades looking for a deal coming down. It's just going to be there for a body as well as 1 lore. Freeman does not have game on the board just yet. There's only 5 lore right now. Freeman can get to 19, but Razor here is looking like the game is slipping away from him.
And hopefully he's going to remove the Dumble, I guess.
Really? I mean, you don't need to remove the Dumble anymore. You can just quest, right?
Not sure. He's now thinking about or questing. He first used the guidebook to search for. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure if this is a good play or not because you are giving chance to Razor.
Yeah, and Razor just drew his own Demona as well. But I mean, look, the game is very, very one-sided right now. You've quested for 4. You're bringing yourself up to 18. Right? You bring yourself up to 18. So that means you do technically have game next turn. You bring yourself. You're trading into the
unknown. Oh,
what happened? Into the unknown, was it?
It's okay. It's fine. It's not stopping Freeman from.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, hey, he just used the Hades to sink into the unknown, and so to get rid of the Dumbo. But yeah, that game was pretty much going to be Freeman's the moment there was characters on his side of the board, and he managed to get rid of everything on Razor's side. This game, man, took
took a half an
more than half an hour there. It took about almost close to 40 minutes. But look, this is what Blurple is all about, right? You can't make mistakes. If you make a mistake, then you're gonna lose yourself the game, right? So we see these 2 players setting up. I think the game was really, really tight. There were both a lot of decisions to be made by both players, ensuring that they couldn't afford, rather, to make a mistake there, right? And the moment the advantage was too wide, then that player kind of just took the game home.
Yes, and I think the most crucial moment of the last game is that Freeman rather keep the 2 Iagos in play on his hand. He rather place both Iagos out on the board to keep the threats on the evasive battlefield against Razor. And yes, he's done it, and he executed the strategy well. Especially Razor can't answer back with Hypnotic Strength.
Yeah, look, right now we are going into game number 2. Razor here probably has a decision whether he wants to go first or second here. Blurple likely wanting to go first. Right now he does have ramp. He does have. I don't think he has his 1 drop, so yeah, should mulliganing for that. If not, his coverage looking pretty good. Draws necessarily as right C. Gets a genie as well. So Razor gonna be pretty happy with that hand, I think. Freeman just making a few last edits. We do see the Hypnotic Strength. We do see the Zelda as right. We do see the Dumbo. So Freeman is going to. Oh no, sorry, that is the game. That is his mulligan.
Yeah.
I wonder what Freeman kept. Probably a 1 drop and a 2 drop, maybe.
I think Freeman giving up the Hypnotic Strength is good because he dare not to ink the Hypnotic Strength and letting Razor play the Iago easily.
Yeah, that's right. Well, both players. So I see Freeman having a 1 drop. We do see Razor having a 1 drop as well. So this is going to be a very close game right from the get go. Both players being able to drop a 1 drop. Both players being able to ramp. Actually, Freeman won the previous game without ramping, by the way.
But we can see that Razor is just aimed the T-Pole, which means he has another ramping technologies from his hand.
Yeah, we can see the Celia Ezra C in his hand. We do see the Iago. We do see so many different powerful cards from the side of Razor. Razor here inking the Ink Runner, my bad, and using the Celia Ezra C there. Just going to 3, which is a pretty standard Blurple play.
Yeah. So.
Ooh, Freeman inking the Into the Unknown, playing that Tipo, having to throw something else inside the inkwell. We do see the Royal Guard being sent into the inkwell, but Freeman having a Tipo is 1 more body that he could potentially use in the long run.
And for the Razor, he drew back the Hades, but
Yeah, look, right now Razor is at
This
4.
Razor
Right?
has Genie. Yeah, probably the wish fulfilled.
Yeah, we do see the Genie wish fulfilled. We do see the Cheshire card that
But
he's
he's now
eyeing as well.
now thinking about which card should be sacrificed.
Sacrificed, yeah, sacrificed into the ink, right? Because once you put it in the ink, it's very hard for you to get it back. So here, Razor, looking at the options that he has, decides to go send Cheshire Cat into the ink while plays Iago. Freeman, do you have a hypnotic strength? If you do, this swing is going to be massive.
If he top this card, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you get the hypnotic strength here, you play the turn that you play the turn that the Iago was played down. It's a massive tempo swing for the side of Freeman if he's able to do that. Looking at all of his options right now, I don't see the hypnotic strength there.
Probably would do the same.
Yeah, maybe he goes for his own Iago, but because I think there's no other option, right? If you go for something like the Hades, if he goes for something like the Genie, it's bait at this point because you go Genie and then your opponent plays an Elsa and then your Genie's gone.
And more important is the combination, the synergy between Basil and Iago is very crucial.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is what you're talking about. You support your Basil, you support your Iago with your own Basil, and then you just trade very advantageously into Freeman's Iago that you just played. So this is now a tempo swing on the side of Razor. Razor now in full control of the board right now.
But this is Blurple Civil War, which means every turn could be different.
It's true. It's tug of war, baby. It is tug of war. You're pulling a little, you're pushing a little, you're just trying to get your opponent over that middle line. But I think that is the best representation I can say when it comes into a Blurple mirror. It's just a game of small advantages.
And for Freeman, does he has the Genie wish fulfilled?
I mean, if you play the Genie wish fulfilled now, you risk yourself losing to another. You risk yourself into losing another character that from Razor if Razor plays the Elsa or in fact the potential Demona here, right? Yeah. But right now having 2 evasives on Razor's side of the field gonna be feeling pretty darn good there. Freeman looking at maybe playing his own Elsa to get rid of the Iago. Oh no, it's eyeing the Cheshire Cat's ink because he needs to get to 5 in order for him to play the Elsa.
This is the second Cheshire Cat play.
Second Cheshire. There we go. Elsa being exerted there. We will likely just see the Elsa not trading, but challenging into that Iago. And Razor is gonna be pretty happy with that. I think questing with the Basil here is not. I mean,
wise idea.
If you quest the Basil here, the Elsa trades into it. Yeah, it's kind of a bait, right? Ooh, it does do that. Okay. Now Razor, I think, has the option to either banish the Basil, right, or banish the Elsa first. I think banishing the Basil is a good option because there's no way for Freeman to kind of trade his own Elsa with your Elsa, and you got rid of a very annoying support card.
Because support is a huge threat on every matchups because he can choose which characters gain 2 extra strength.
Exactly. I mean, it makes the numbers, right? It makes the numbers work very, very well. Like we saw just now with the Iago, right? So
yeah. So he's calculating and which cards he's going to banish. He's going to do that. But he's thinking.
Yeah. So we do see the Basil coming down here. So being sent to the ink while we do see, Elsa, there we go, trading very nicely, or challenging very nicely into the Basil. Razor feeling pretty dang good, playing the Genie down as well. He's going to be very happy with that.
So he's risking, but what if Freeman draws a bell? I'm not sure. If Freeman can place Bell in this turn, which means he can recover Elsa with 3 damages and put that 3 damage counters on Razor side. Oh, we can see Freeman chose to use the Demona first, and all the evasive characters on the board has been exerted.
Yeah, but I mean, he can't do too much of that unless Freeman has like a Into the Unknown here. If he has Into the Unknown, then maybe you could use your Elsa to Into the Unknown the Genie, perhaps. But yeah, I mean, we also haven't seen Freeman
It's
whether
a
or not he plays Ink Runner, because the Ink Runner was what made the difference with Raider just now, right? Oh yeah, we do see the Into the
into
Unknown there. We do see him being singing the Into the Unknown into the genie, meaning that Razor, yeah, I mean, he can use the Elsa to get rid. Oh, that's a huge play there,
wow.
right? So evasive Elsa from Razor's side can challenge into Freeman's Elsa, and the Hades can get rid of the Demona. This is the turn that Razor was looking for. They're going to be pretty happy with that, and from there, I think the shackles have been unleashed on Razor's end.
Sometimes this is the drawbacks of playing Demona because it allows your opponent draws 3 cards as well. With starting turn drawing a card, which means Razor could have 4 cards in hand. So these are quite a drawbacks on for playing Demona. Once, unfortunately, your drawing is not good as to
Your
compare
opponent's
with
team.
your opponent. Yeah.
Yeah, but look right here, 3 lore on the board for the side of Razor. Freeman only being able to play a Basil. Look, he has his own second Demona. We do see the Demona coming down. Hades gets exerted.
Wow.
Razor draws 1. Freeman draws 3. And looking for maybe a 1-drop for him to play. We do see the Iago. We do see the Elsa. Freeman can't really do too much more there, but I think it's going to be fine. The lore is still 1 is to 1.
Razor. Oh, he has the magical maneuver,
Maneuvers.
which means he can bounce back
Yeah.
with Hades.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Magical maneuvers here is going to put in so much work. You can potentially even exert the Basil, right? It could, I wouldn't trade into it because Elsa is the only evasive character on the board. But magical maneuvers here, bouncing back to Hades, inking the Demona would be huge.
And he's thinking about.
Oh, he has another
Oh.
Hades as well. You don't even need to bounce it back right now. You send your own Demona in. Razor is playing the second Hades there. He still has the magical maneuvers if he wants to use it. I don't think that's going to be the case. That's going to be a quest for 3 on the side of Razor. And it's going to be a pass to Freeman. Freeman needs something desperately. He needs a miracle. He needs something like game 1 to happen all over again. This game is now in Razor's favor.
Probably we could have to see the first match, right? And Razor, I'm thinking about if he's correct to ink the hypnotic strength because he could have keep this card to threaten Freeman from playing the.
No, it doesn't matter anymore because magical maneuvers here is going to be able to get rid of the Iago. You select the Iago with the magical maneuvers and it gets rid of it. You know, so extremely strong. I mean, Hades here could just quest for 2. You magical maneuvers the Iago. You pull back the Hades into your hand. You play the Hades to get rid of the Elsa, and then suddenly you have a huge advantage, right? You see quest for 4, right? So he's going to go to 8. Thinking about it, yep, commits to it. Goes to 8 right now. And he is, I think, eyeing that. Look at the board. Look at the ink he has. He has just enough for magical maneuvers. Hades, it's coming. We can smell it. We can feel it.
First, use the magical maneuver.
No, he's using the Elsa to get rid of the Basil first. He has enough time to do this. We will, I think, likely still see the magical maneuvers come down.
Wow.
Gets rid of the, there we go, magical maneuvers.
On
Gets rid
Iago.
of the Iago, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reading Freeman, reading card, making sure he knows what's
Are
happening.
you
He realizes.
serious?
He's like, wait a second. Banish my. No, that's vanish.
Vanish. This is vanish. Yeah.
There we go. What an amazing card to play in the mirror magical maneuvers. You're putting in so much work for the side of Razor. And now whatever card Freeman plays, if it's big, if it's small, doesn't matter. Razor can then just use the Hades to get rid of the card he's going to be playing. The Cheshire Cat is not going to survive for too long. You may be able to shift 2 damage from the Elsa to your opponent's Elsa and clear your opponent's Elsa, but that's it. The Cheshire Cat is likely not going to see a second round.
Yes, because Razor is now going to play another Hades right now to secure the board advantages.
Genie. Genie is definitely going to be the choice, I think, for the side of Hades. For the side of Razor to use his Hades on. Razor has 2 cards in his hand. Tops decks a Dumbo. Dumbo looking pretty good right now. As the game slows down, you're going to be able to start using the effect of light breaking records and making history.
And
there's just so much that's going on from the side of Razor.
But I think Razor is now. He doesn't want to play. He's faced like he doesn't want to play Hades.
Nah, I mean
because using on Cheshire Cat is quite a bit
No, I don't think you're using Cheshire Cat. I think you're using the genie. Getting rid of the genie here is going to be very important. You don't want the gap to close. You don't want to give Freeman the opportunity. But no, he plays Double Dumbo. Double Dumbo is going to be pretty good here. 2 evasives to kind of trade evenly into, not trade evenly, to actually banish it. Also to banish the potential genie later on.
At least he can gain back the board advantages from evasive battlefield.
That's right. The evasive war is going to be evening out just a little bit.
So he's like asking Freeman, Genie, you can quest, but I can threaten you back.
Yeah, so it doesn't get rid of the genie just yet. I think that's always the threat for him to do so. Freeman knows that the last card in his hand, in Razor's hand, is that genie. Sorry, is that Hades. But yeah, I mean, this is not a great position for Freeman to be in.
And he has to do something to bait Razor to use the Hades very first. And firstly, he's looking for the answer, and we can see
we see Sail the Azurite Sea instead.
Quite desperate.
I think I saw 2 Sail the Azurite Seas off off the 2 cards. So not the 2 cards that Freeman was looking for. We do see Sail the Azurite Sea being played. Still, though, allows him to dig into his deck a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Does he find the answers he's looking for? Does he find cards like the Hades that he may be able to use the next turn?
Or is he going to keep ramping with another Sail to Azurite Sea?
I mean, you wouldn't ramp here. You just find cards. You need to dig through your deck. You need to find all your answers.
Like Into the Unknowns or...
Yeah, or Hades. You know, would be so helpful here. Even, I would argue, even stuff like the 1-cost Basil and Elsa would be incredible for next turn.
You know, like we've introduced it at the very beginning, there are 4 chances for Blurple to use Hades. But Magical Maneuver did a great job on letting Hades can play one more time.
Yeah, it gives Razor the magical 5th Hades,
real
right?
threats.
Exactly. And, you know, was talking with Jakob, you know, with his Singapore run, because his original list that he won with Blurple played the magical maneuvers, and he was saying how the magical maneuvers in the mirror gives so much advantage, right, for the player that plays it, and we see it right here. Razor probably played a one-off magical maneuvers, which allowed him to play the 5th Hades, which will just give him so much more flexibility, I think, with so much more flexibility in terms of making full use of that Hades.
And now Freeman is trigger Cheshire Cat's ability and try to move the damage counter from Elsa to opponent's character. Hey, what happened? His face like...
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I mean, I think there was a judge call because the boost was meant to be for the Cheshire Cat, but he accidentally put the card
under Elsa.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, but I think both players seem to be just letting the judges, you know, do their job, right, in terms of making sure that the rulings are done properly, which is a little bit of, I guess, it's a little bit of a relief to both players to have kind of a short break here.
But it's quite a long time from today's 8 a.m.
Yeah, I mean it's been a very long day. It's been a very long day. But yeah, so as the rulings are trying to be fixed here, they're trying to, I think, figure out what went wrong exactly. But you know what, guys? Dude, this DLC has been a really big success. You know, Tom. Yeah. I think having it here in Hong Kong, having it in this wonderful hotel, this wonderful venue, the Hopewell Hotel, right, has been really good experience for the event. And I'm so grateful to be here with you, man.
Yeah, I'm so grateful. Hong Kong has a chance to host this massive event, the continental massive event for inviting all competitive foreign players all around the world to Hong Kong and to play together. Looks like, for me, one of the very first few players from for Locanas here, I feel like it's like a fan meeting with those foreign famous players like DKP, Ed, or Lucas, or Tiago, or the players who won the Singapore DLC.
Yeah, that's right.
Earl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how words cannot describe how I'm grateful for this event, and I feel it should be continue to for this game to keep hosting this mass event, to letting international players they could communicate with each other.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, just from these events, so there have been so many, I guess, nice meetings from players from abroad that that I've met. I've made so many new friends coming for both the Singapore DLC as well as the DLC that's happening here in Hong Kong. So
Are you tired?
yeah, I am a little bit tired, but I'm more excited to still be able to finish casting the different games. So right now there is a general rules check, I believe. So the head judge is just checking to see what's going on at this point in time. So once the ruling has been decided, we'll give you guys an update here on the stream. But for now, you get to see two beautiful faces on stream, I believe.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. Will you be competing in Taiwan?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to Taiwan, and I've dated some place in Hong Kong, and we're planning to book ticket tonight after the event.
Well, there you go.
But right now, we have to focus on the final first.
Yeah,
they're waiting for me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, guys, if you haven't booked your tickets yet for the Taiwan DLC, it is happening on the 14th and the 15th of March. So be sure to get your tickets. The tickets are live. I believe you can purchase your tickets already, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Soon.
But should have bought later. But more important is this time is best of 3, right?
Yeah, it is a best of 3 this time around.
Yeah, we have to play 2 days, not just 1 day.
Yeah, so if you're booking your tickets, come in on a Friday and then leave on a Monday if you're playing just for the competition. If not, you could spend some time in Taiwan. There's so many good things to eat in Taiwan.
Yeah.
It's the night markets.
Yeah, the sausage.
Oh, incredible, right?
The BBQ sausage, right?
Oh man, yeah, that thing hits the spot. I really miss.
Yeah.
I miss having Taiwanese food. I love
and bubble tea.
Oh, who can forget about boba, right?
Yeah, I get fatter because of just keep drinking about bubble tea.
Worth it, man. Worth it.
Yeah.
Worth all the calories you can. So, guys, we hope to catch you guys at the Taiwan DLC, guys. It's going to be such a great event. I'm honestly excited. It's been a while since I was in Taiwan. I think the last time I was there was probably 4 years ago, maybe.
Oh, I went there
around the same time
each year. Every year.
Every year you go to Taiwan.
Yeah, because I have
family
members in Taiwan.
There we go.
I frequently visit there.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is going to be the third Asian DLC that we've had ever, right? So it's always a great chance to be a part of the first, I guess, few Asian DLCs. And, I think the organizers have heard the feedback, thus bringing it to a BO3. And I think going into that tournament is going to be very, very interesting to see how players adapt, or if people are just going to be copying, quote-unquote, copying the meta, right? But also, something else to say is that for the DLC in Taiwan, it is going to be Winter Spell legal.
New meta already.
New meta, man.
Yeah.
So,
Lilo is the most famous card we are always discussing for. We never expected a thematic deck is going to create it. Because we used to play Locana with different characters from different themes. For example, sometimes in the before the rotation, you can see Maui. You can see Maui with Tamator. But at the same time, you can see be prepared. Will be placed in the red blue deck.
Yeah.
So, but this time, the new publish of Lilo makes me feel like, oh, we can finally build a deck with a thematic theme.
All right. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm excited to see what cards are on the field, and we'll be able to see what is happening in set 11. I think Winterspell introduces so many new cards, and I'm very, very excited to see how the meta is going to shape, whether we're going to see the rise of certain colors like Amber that we haven't seen in the meta for quite a while.
And I just received the information from the judges, and they said Freeman took the game loss already for this game because he made 3 general rules mistakes, and therefore this match he claimed a lose.
Okay, so I mean, look, that matchup was really rough, right? Because I think the game could have still gone either way. So taking the loss there must have Freeman must have felt that loss a little bit.
But
So
in that match, he still can win the game.
yeah, for sure. But I think when you have made rules like that already, there is it's three general rules mistakes, unfortunately. So that is going to be a game loss here at the top table. So yeah, that's not going to be super good, but I think both players are being very, very sporting and
just please forgive Freeman because he's just a newbie for the Locana.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I think it's fine. I think if anything, they'll just learn from this mistake, right? And it is a World's invite that is on the line. But guess what? Now Freeman gets to start the game going first.
Yeah.
Right? And Blurple Mirror going first makes a huge difference.
By sacrificing one match.
Hey,
right?
hey, it doesn't matter, man.
Yeah.
It's now a clean slate. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Right now, we're going back to BO1, basically. We've reset the board. All right, so both players are going back into the mulligan right now. And I think with Freeman keeping 4 cards, looks like it's a pretty decent start for him. Anything can happen. And I just realized both players, one player is using purple sleeves, the other player is using blue sleeves. Together we have a Blurple.
Whoa, what an observation.
Right, I know. Groundbreaking observations happening here. But look, I think both players are, this is the final round. Everything comes down to this. The world's invite is at stake here. And it's exciting to see how players from from Asia are just playing so well. And guys, so we will go straight into game number 3.
And so far we can see Freeman can ramp easily in the turn 2, and Razor he drews the cell and Tipo on his hand, and which means they can maintain their ramping speed easily. And Freeman goes first is quite crucial because he can take the active role during this mirror matchup.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, not having a 1-drop is definitely going to be hurting Freeman just a little bit.
And 2 Iagos has already drew it.
Yeah. So I think look, Freeman is going to be pretty happy. Ramp on 2. Ramp is kind of the most important thing there. So Freeman playing the Tipo, inking the Hades is going to be completely okay. Now it is on to Razor. Razor has ramp, but it's trying to decide what is the best thing to ink here. Every inking decision makes a difference. It looks like he has a Tipo as well as the Celia Ezra C in his hand. So I'm actually quite surprised that he's eyeing anything else besides the one of the 2 ramp options. Because typically in this kind of scenario, you'd be ramping. You'd be using either Celia Ezra C or the Tipo and then using the other, right? So in this case, trying to match body to body, playing the Tipo when Freeman has played the Tipo already.
I think one of the most important top picks for the Blurple players is that the right moment you choose Cell or Tipo. And this is what I always learning, because not every timing, if you play Cell the Azraisi, which means you can draw one more card, you can pitch in your deck. But you use Tipo, which means you focusing on spreading the tempo. And I'm still learning from these competitive players on their decision on whether playing Tipo on turn 2 or Cell on turn 2.
I mean, look, we saw Tipo helping Fungus win the DLC Richmond, right? And we know the importance of having even just a 1 lower body on the field. So Tipo here, I think Rita has
claimed the victory.
Yeah, exactly. Tipo claimed the victory, man. You at that DLC, Tipo is no longer a growing boy; it's a grown boy, right?
Yeah.
So yes, we see now Freeman dropping the Iago on 4. Oh my gosh, Hypnotic Strength actually on the side of Razor. Razor can actually potentially get rid of this Iago immediately when it's played. And we were talking about this tempo swing, right? Being able to do that, it's gonna be pretty rough for Freeman if Razor uses the Hypnotic Strength this turn. But if he does, Razor is being put in a slightly awkward position because he doesn't have an ink. I think this turn draws magical maneuvers. I don't think he will want to ink that yet, but he may not have a choice. It looks like he's going to be eyeing the bell. I think inking the bell here is not the worst choice, right? Because you're going to be able to play the Elsa next turn to get rid of the Tipo, and then you can slowly start taking the game away from there.
And but also Razor has the last game, the last great card he used it, Hades, right?
Yep, that's right.
He's on his hand.
Yep, that's right.
Which means it allows him to use the magic commander to bounce the Hades back once again, and so I think he's now trying to set up a trap for Freeman that he pretend he's now not to he try to bait Freeman to play some big characters.
Yeah, I mean, like playing a big character here is definitely going to be a bait. I think for Seth Freeman, interestingly enough, plays the magical maneuvers right now. Opts to bounce the Basil and will use the Tipo to trade into the. No, the Tipo will get banished here. Doesn't get damage because of the Basil support. Yeah, wow, that's a very early use of the magical maneuvers. Would have thought that he would have kept it for a slightly later part of the game, but yeah, I think opting to use it now means that the Tipo is running away free, I guess.
He is it worth to use magical maneuvers to?
I mean, he's just trying to get. I mean, he's just trying to get board control, I suppose. I mean, I'm not. That's a slightly questionable decision, but I think Razor definitely knows what he's doing. We've seen him make clean decisions throughout his games on stream today. So definitely having the future in mind with this magical maneuvers, I suppose.
Yeah, and Freeman has another. We can see, and there's another Iago cell on Razor's hand, because Razor's showing he spent 2 actions already. I think he can play the Iago later or sooner.
Yeah, I mean that's a really early.
This is a very good information for Freeman because 2 actions has been used.
That's right. I mean that's a very early, like I said, use of magic maneuvers, especially if Freeman draws into another Iago, which we do see him having in his hand right now. Wow, inking the Demona here is gonna be interesting. I would kind of hold on to that. Yeah, it's super important for you to do that. I mean, I wouldn't mind inking the Hades here, looking for a deal. I mean, what's Hades gonna send to the bottom? The Tipo? Yeah, I mean, yeah, there we go. I think that is gonna be the better option in the long run, especially because Demona here makes or breaks this mirror, right? So inking the Demona is definitely gonna be hurting you. But Razor here drawing into the second Hades, absolutely gross here. You don't need to magical maneuver the Hades if you're gonna have 2 Hades naturally.
So Razor has now 4 inks, right? I think he's now probably thinking about how to spam his RAM, how to ram his ink to reach the 7 inks until he can play the Hades.
Yeah. And
since he's got 2 already, and I think he has to change his strategies on ramping inks.
Yeah, so we do see 4 ink going to be used for the Genie, which field draws him one more card, hoping to draw the card that he can ink. The ink runner here is not a bad card for him to ink. It is very useful in the mirror, but when you don't have a choice like this, when your hand is looking like this, inking the ink runner may be the only option.
Or Basil?
Yeah, Basil is not too bad as well.
He's deciding.
Yeah, because I think if you ink the ink runner here, you can just tap it to play the Basil at this point in time, and then threaten the Genie, right? Because with your own Genie, you're able to kind of support your own Genie and then use your Genie to challenge and banish Freeman's Genie, right? So Razor here, I think, very well caught out, really well spotted as well.
He's not setting up the trap.
No, he's not. I
mean, he's now preparing to banish.
Yeah, that's right. He's preparing to punish Freeman. He's like, hey, look, if you are gonna be questing with your Genie, I'm gonna punish that play immediately, right?
Even though you don't do that, I can use the Elser to exert you and to punish you.
Exactly. So I'm actually surprised. I mean, knowing that he has the Elsa in hand, I'm actually surprised that he quested the Tipo, because now Freeman is can banish the Tipo, and then he doesn't need to play the Elsa. I guess that's probably the only reason why he would do such a thing. But still, not too bad of a play. Get every lore matters, right? So now Razor up into lore right now.
But probably Freeman can use the Elsa first, because the fifth spirit is also showed on Freeman's hand.
Yeah, fifth spirit coming down here. Yeah, there's 5 ink there. So fifth spirit coming down exerts the genie. Now Freeman gonna be able to use both the genie as well as the Elsa to trade into that genie, being complete, running away scot free basically.
Yeah, he took the
with
active
this.
play first.
Yep.
And yes, genie which fulfilled it is removed it from Razor's side, and Razor strategy is not working for the last turn.
Yep.
And other reminder looks like,
yeah, looking at inking the Iago actually. So now the turn should be passing back over to Razor. They're just confirming, I think, some rulings at this point in time. But yeah, after the confirmations,
yeah,
I think the game will continue on. But they just time has been called. There, yeah. So time has been called right now. Yeah. So so that is. Okay, so yeah, there's no more countdown, but sorry, there is an unlimited it's plus 5 turns. Sorry, we're just getting information fresh from the judges team. There is plus 5 turns now, and we'll see. Yeah, how the game is going to be resolved at the end of the game.
And then the game turns to be a low pressure in games. We can see that they're trying to keep questing. Oh, Team Green is now questing for lore, and we can see 5 turns later who's gonna to gain more lore, and Freeman, and obviously the tempo is now going to Rage's side, and Freeman has to think about how to stop Razor from questing, and but also he has to chasing back the for the law distance, for the law differences, and we can see that Into the Unknown is on Freeman's hand, and he could have to play Demona later for getting back the hand size. So let's see Freeman what he's gonna do. He first using GD for removing the Elser into the Inkwell, which allows Freeman can gain the soul advantages on evasive battlefield. But also Freeman is going to play Demona to draw 3 cards.
Yeah, Demona here, drawing Freeman 3 more cards. Not
Razor
getting any cards to Razor is very, very impeccable, right? It's very, very strong. Right now, Freeman decides to just ink 1 more card, and then it's just going to pass over back to Razor.
And for the Razor, he's now getting nervous and pressured, stressed because the board advantage is obviously moved to Freeman's side.
Yeah, but guys, keep in mind that this is only plus 5 turns, so that means that whoever has more lore at the end of these 5 turns is going to win. So Freeman here having more 2 quests on the board is likely, has a potential to kind of catch up in lore here, but Razor already has 4 ahead of him. So
but don't forget, Razor has 2 Hades on his hand.
Yeah, so being able to get rid of the Demonas here means that Freeman is actually on a timer. This game is going to go, the full duration is going to go all the way.
Yeah, and Razor is now thinking about which characters should he be removed it, because it's time. I think it's time to play the Hades right now.
Yeah, I mean, if not now, when, right? There's only 2 more turns on 1 more turn on each player's side, or 2 more turns for Razor, and 1 more turn for Freeman. If you don't play it now, when are you going to play it? There is not much time left. There is not many turns left that you can drop this Hades. So
for if you
right, it's very, very strong. Right now, Freeman decides to just ink 1 more card, and then it's just going to pass over back to Razor.
And for the Razor, he's now getting nervous and pressured, stressed because the board advantage is obviously moved to Freeman's side.
Yeah, but guys, keep in mind that this is only plus 5 turns, so that means that whoever has more lore at the end of these 5 turns is going to win. So Freeman here having more 2 quests on the board is likely, has a potential to kind of catch up in lore here, but Razor already has 4 ahead of him. So
But don't forget, Razor has 2 Hades on his hand.
yeah, so being able to get rid of the Demonas here means that Freeman is actually on a timer. This game is going to go, the full duration is going to go all the way.
Yeah. And Razor is now thinking about which characters should he be removed it, because it's time. I think it's time to play the Hades right now.
I mean, if not now, when, right? There's only 2 more
Yeah.
turns, on 1 more turn on each player's side, or 2 more turns for Razor, and 1 more turn for Freeman. If you don't play it now, when are you going to play it? There is not much time left. There is not many turns left that you can drop this Hades. So
For if it were you, and which card are you going to
just get rid of the Demona, man. That
Yeah,
thing
same.
is a
I agree.
threat. It's able to do so much, but you know, you're not wrong in getting rid of the genie as well. Anything that can quest for 2 needs to be absolutely, well.
So he's now
Destroyed.
using on a Demoner and keep questing with Basil and Tipo to slightly gain the lore, lead to lore advantages.
Yeah.
And only 2 turns left for Freeman.
Yeah, there's only
And-
2 more
What can
turns.
he do
I don't
with
think
his
there's
hand? He's quite
2.
desperate.
Yeah, I mean, look, there is just now 6 lore is going to be pretty significant lore advantage, especially when especially when the game ends, when whoever has more lore. So Razor's early quests have actually helped him bring back abundant dividends here. Razor going to be very, very, very close. Freeman needs some sort of board control, needs some sort of way.
Not just these low drop characters.
No, all he's drawing is Rafiki's. All he's drawing are just the 1 drop. So there is not too many chances for him left to get back into the game. He has hypnotic strengths. He has the Junior Switcher guidebook. He has the Dumbo, but it's a little bit too late. We do see the Dumbos being played. We do see the Rafiki being played. But that's pretty much it. That is just going to be a pass from Freeman. Razor.
Like, it looks like Freeman is like giving up the game. You can see he's.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do, right? Razor here is
he's
just gonna
smiling.
quest out, and yeah, that is going to be brought all the way to 4. Yeah, there is gonna be 4 lore being gained from the side of Razor. Razor does, I think, pass, and I think that is going to be that final turn. So we're just waiting for confirmation from the judges to see if that is going to be the game. I believe it is so.
They
but
pulled
we
off
will...
the headphone already.
Yeah, there we go. So Razor has won the game due to time restrictions and has gotten all the way up to 10 lore because Razor was